Hello and welcome to the Hume Scope podcast from and Lowell. For those of you who don't know us, Hume Scope is a recruitment training business co-founded by myself, Ed Khan, and Laura Hopes.
And each week we're going to be giving you 10-minute snippets into our world of recruitment, tips and tricks to help you on your journey as an agency recruiter, and hopefully some laughs along the way too. We hope you guys enjoy.
Hello everyone. This episode is called Bouncing Back from a Bad BD Call.
So if you can say that really quickly.
Bouncing back. So
Bouncing back from a bad BD call. Oh,
yeah,
you can say it quite quick.
a nice cadence to it. So we're also we're on a new mission to keep our episodes to 10 minutes because they started leaking over to 15 and we started getting a bit ranty. So we're just short, sharp bursts.
And I'm on the timer. We're going to end each episode with a countdown timer anthem. For those of you who did used to watch Countdown, it's a very catchy tune that Laura and I absolutely love. We can't help bopping along to it.
Every week you can watch us dance. Every week. Okay, bouncing back from bad BD call. And this is especially, well, not actually, this is for everyone, because nothing humbles you more than someone telling you to F off on a business development call and you're left feeling very, very stupid and your confidence is knocked a little bit. So it's like, how do you get your mojo back to be able to pick up the phone again? And I think especially when you're in your first 12 months of recruitment, it's not, you don't fully trust in your value yet. And so your core can be rocked quite considerably by those calls. Like someone's like, fuck off, not interested. They put the phone down, or they're like, where did you get my details from? Like any of those things can really, really rattle you. And we know with business development that the only way like to get good at it is to keep doing it, right? So when you have one of those calls, how do you pick up the phone again? And I think it does come back to the first question I would ask is like, do you really truly believe in what you're selling? Like, do you actually believe and trust in your product? Do you feel validated in what you wanted to sell in the first place? And so I think, you know, things like reverse marketing, they're really great for building business development confidence because you are presenting a person. It's not like you just going like, okay, I'm putting myself on the table. Do you want to work with me as a recruiter? It's like, okay, well, I have this candidate. I have a tangible product, for want of a better word. And so I don't think it knocks you so much, but if you really are passionate and excited about your candidate, that should help you continue to want to get them out to market.
100%. That's such a good point. Kind of removing it from taking it personally. If your only reason to call is introduce yourself and your services and how you operate and they cut you short, it's kind of, it can be taken personally. But removing yourself from it and going, well, providing you've done your research on the candidate that you are representing and the fact that that company has hired that type of person before, etc., it's a decent match, then great, you can sort of remove yourself from that rejection. But more so for me on the ability to bounce back, in my experience, the best way to actually do that is to have a learning mindset. And it's to go, okay, fuck, that call was shit. Jenny just completely cut me off when I started talking about terms of business. Cool. How should I have actually dealt with that call? Should I maybe have not mentioned terms of business and asked for a meeting instead? Because she really fucking cut me off quick smart. But really analysing, especially in your first few years of doing business development, you really need to have a learning mindset because we can teach you, your boss can teach you a million different scenarios, but where the actual learning will happen is you self-analysing and going, cool, that didn't work for me. I'm just not amazing at this part of that call. I'm probably going to shorten that down. I waffled on there. I wasn't prepared when Jenny asked me about what the difference between a contingent and retained offering was. I kind of stumbled. Whatever it might be, it will be very individual to you. And you can listen to a million podcasts, you can come on a million training sessions, but really it's all in the implementation and you self-analyzing and working out why that wasn't successful and what you'll do moving forward.
Yeah, how you refine it, really. And like sometimes people are just you're going to pick up the phone and you're going to say you're a recruiter, and people are just going to go, no, thank you, and put the phone down, right? And even that can knock you because you're like, oh, didn't even get a chance to say anything. And I think what we have to remember in some of those scenarios, if you didn't even get the chance for a conversation, is that you can't be responsible all the time for how someone responds to you. Like, you don't know, like I could pick up the phone we'll keep using Jenny. I don't know who Jenny is, but she hates for some reason. But you know, she could have had a terrible morning. She's had a row with her partner. She's had to go and pick her kids up from daycare. They're running around at home. She's trying to get work done. A big pitch that she was doing didn't get. So, you know, you just don't know how you're meeting people. Yeah. And so there's only, you know, you take on the responsibility that you can, but you do have to let some of it be water off a duck's back. You have to go, okay, if that person was rude to me, that's their agenda. Yeah. I didn't even get a chance to fail.
That is such a good point.
Call. And so you don't ever know who you're going to be meeting, and you are just meeting people with lives who have their own stuff going on. It's not your responsibility to make someone talk to you at the very beginning of a call. There's no way you can control someone immediately putting the phone down when they hear you're a recruiter. What you can do is before you pick up the phone to people, try and create some warmth. And we spoke about this on last week's episode through connecting with them on LinkedIn and trying to establish an initial connection or some familiarity there. So I do think, you know, there's ways that you can bolster that. But in terms of your own mindset, I think, like you said, all you can do is take into it a learning mindset, take it off, and then pick up the phone, because the next phone call could be someone who is super receptive and wants to speak to you.
And I love what you said around that person will have their own shit going on. And actually a good exercise I would recommend doing, because I come at every, that sounds like I'm really like amping up my mindset, but I very, very seldomly get annoyed at people. Like they cut you off in the car park, people are fucking shitty to you at a store. My mindset is always, I don't know what's going on in this person's life. Like they could have had a family member die yesterday. I don't fucking know what's going on in their life. So I'm going to come at this with complete empathy, which kind of helps me remove the butthurt feeling that most people get when someone does something bad to them. I'm like, well, you just don't know what's going on. Like they could have had the worst time of their life. They could have just been divorced. They're going through a whole heap of shit. And you're taking it personally that they were rude to you. Like remove yourself from it. It's got more often than not when people are rude to you, it's got nothing to do with you.
100%. Everyone's trying their best. It has to be the mentality. And you know what? I feel like I'm quite similar to you in this sense. Apart from, this is a new thing for me, when my child is napping in the car, right? And I'm just driving around the block 100 times, and then a motorbike goes past and they wake my child up at like 25 minutes, then I have no that person is dead to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, it's over.
Yeah, oh I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to start putting on the music.
Oh, okay, guys. That's apparently the end of the episode. Time to get your groove on. Just MC over the top of it, because it does go for quite a while.
Oh no, it's coming. Okay, team. See you next week.
Next week.